So dear students, from the NEET exam point of view, which are the various formulas that you need to remember in the first year PUC syllabus. So I'm going to explain few important formulas that you have to remember in every chapter. I'm going to start with chapter number 2, which is units and measurement. In units and measurement, the important 5-dimensional formula one has to remember is that of the velocity, which is LT minus 1, velocity LT minus 1, the acceleration A, LT minus 2, the force ML T minus 2, the work ML square T minus 2, and finally charge, which is AT. Now, using this 5-dimensional formula, you can write any other dimensional formula very easily. Other point is error. If a quantity Z is given as a product of a to the power n and b to the power m, then the fractional error in Z is a delta Z by Z is equal to n times the fractional error in A plus n times the fractional error in B. In chapter motion along a straight line, when the body moves along a straight line with speed v1, v2, v3, covering distances s1, s2, and s3, then the average speed is given by the total distance covered, which is s1 plus s2 plus s3 and so on, by the time taken, which is t1 plus t2 plus t3 and so on, which we can write it as s1 plus s2 plus s3 by this time can be expressed in terms of the v1, which is s1 by v1 plus s2 by v2 plus s3 by v3. Therefore, the formula that you need to remember is the average speed is equal to n by 1 by v1 plus 1 by v2 plus 1 by v3 when the distances are equal, s1, s2, s3 are equal. And then for two equal distances, the average velocity or average speed is given by 2 v1 v2 by v1 plus v2. If the body moves along a straight line and if they cover all the distances in equal intervals of time, then the average is given by v1 plus v2 by 2. Equations of motions: v is equal to plus at, s is equal to ut plus half at square, is also equal to plus v by 2 into t. That is also equal to vt minus half at square. Then v square is equal to u square plus 2s. Sn is equal to u plus a into n minus half. And a is equal to s2 minus s1 by t square. When the body moves under the action of gravity, some of the simplified version of the formulas are very important. That's v is equal to gt, h is equal to half gt square, v is equal to root of 2gh. And when a body is thrown from the top of the tower, the height is given by minus ut plus half gt square. If you want to measure relative velocity of one body with respect to another, then v12 is equal to v1 minus v2 when they move along the same direction, and V12 is equal to V1 plus V2 if they move in the opposite direction. In chapter motion in a plane, there are three important parts. One is vectors. In that vector addition, R is equal to root of P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta. Maximum value of the resultant, R max is equal to P minus Q when theta is 0 degree. R minimum, R maximum P plus Q. R minimum P minus Q when theta is 180 degree. And R is equal to root of P square plus Q square when theta is 90 degree. And then when P is equal to Q, R is equal to root 2P when theta is 90 degree, and R is equal to root 3P when theta is equal to 60 degree. And R is equal to P when theta is 120 degree. Magnitude of the product of the dot product, which is A dot B, is given by the coefficient of A and B, which is A1 B1 plus A2 B2 plus A3 B3. And if you want to find the magnitude of the cross product, you have to use the determinant where ijk unit vectors and the coefficient A1, A2, A3, and then B1, B2, B3. The next concept, which is projectile motion, y is equal to x minus bx square, where a is tan theta and b is equal to g by 2u square cos square theta. That represent a parabola. Time of ascent, t is equal to 2u sin theta by g. Time of flight, 2u sin theta by g. Maximum height reach, h is equal to u square sin square theta by 2g. The range of the projectile r is equal to u square sin 2 theta by g. And range is maximum when theta is 45 degree. And r max is equal to u square by g, that is also equal to 4h. In other concept, which is uniform circular motion, the two important equations are centripetal acceleration, which is a is equal to v square by g, v omega, and r omega square. It's directed along the radius towards the center, and formula for the centripetal force is F is equal to mv square by r, it's not g, r, and then mv omega, and then m r omega square. So these are three concepts are important: vectors, projectile motion, and uniform circular motion. In next chapter, which is Newton's laws of motion, the basic formula, F net force acting on a body is equal to net mass of the body and then the net acceleration. That's applicable for system of bodies. Momentum, P is equal to mv, and most important, the law of conservation of the linear momentum, m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. So this is applicable only when the body moves along a straight line. Otherwise, we can use P1 vector. We have to add vectorially. P1 vector is equal to P2 vector is equal to P1 dash vector plus P2 dash vector. That is, sum of the momentum before the collision is equal to sum of the momentum after the collision. And this equation is applicable even if they move in any direction. Then do remember all the free body diagram, the simple one where blocks are tied by strings M1, M2, M3, and when a force is applied, what is the tension on the strings, or free blocks M1, M2, M3, M1, M2, M3 are pushed, then what is the contact force between the two bodies? Frictionless light pulley over which two bodies are suspended with the help of string. What is the tension in the string, or with what acceleration they move? So this kind of diagrams, free body diagrams, are important. The other concept in that same chapter is frictional force. The force of limiting friction, Fs, is equal to mu s into r, and Fk is equal to mu k into r. Mu s is coefficient of static friction, coefficient of kinetic friction, and r is the normal reaction. And r is equal to mg on horizontal surface, r is equal to mg cos theta on an inclined surface, and r is equal to the force applied when the body is placed on vertical surface. So that is Fk is equal to mu k. Now, whenever external force acts on a body, and if it starts moving, then force applied force minus force of kinetic friction is equal to mass into acceleration. Force applied minus, this is the net force, is equal to mass into acceleration. If the force applied is 0, then the body moves under the action of the opposing force of kinetic friction only. In the next chapter, which is work power energy, the basic force for the work, W is equal to Fs cos theta. Work energy theorem, W is equal to delta K. Work done in lifting an object, W is equal to mgh. Then work done is equal to the change in kinetic energy, which is half m into v square minus u square. Formula for the potential energy, U is equal to mgh. Potential energy stored in a spring, half kx square. And the kinetic energy of a body, half mv square. In terms of momentum, it's a p square by 2m. Formula for power, P is equal to W by T. And in terms of the force, P is equal to F into V. Then in collision, in elastic collision, U1 minus U2 is equal to V2 minus V1. That is the relative velocity before collision is equal to the relative velocity after the collision. And then velocity of the two bodies after the collision, V1 is equal to m1 minus m2 by m1 plus m2 into u1 plus 2 m2 u2 by m1 plus m2. And V2 is equal to m2 minus m1 by m1 plus m2 into u2 plus 2 m1 u1 by m1 plus m2. And the last important formula, loss of energy in inelastic collision. Delta K is equal to half m1 m2 by m1 plus m2 into u1 minus u2 the whole square. So these are the equations in chapter work, power and energy. In system of particles and rotational motion, position vector of the center of mass, which is RCM, is equal to M1R1 plus M2R2 by M1 plus M2. Then formula for moment of inertia, I is equal to summation mr square or mk square. Then moment of inertia of the various shapes. So entire table is important. Moment of inertia about the ring, the disc, the solid sphere, the hollow sphere, then cylinder, solid cylinder, hollow cylinder, then rod. All those equations about the given axis you need to remember. Then the law of conservation of the angular momentum, which is I1 omega 1 is equal to I2 omega 2. Formula for the torque, tau is equal to I alpha RF sine theta or dl by dt. Total kinetic energy of a rolling body, which is k is equal to half mv square into 1 plus k square by r square, and formula for angular momentum, L is equal to I omega. So these are the important equations in system of particles and rotational motion. In chapter gravitation, the basic formula, which is the force between two system of particle, gravitational force, G m1 m2 by r square. Formula for acceleration due to gravity, so G is equal to gm by r square. Variation of G with the altitude, G dash is equal to G into 1 minus 2h by r. Variation of G with the depth, G dash is equal to G into 1 minus d by r. Orbital velocity of a satellite, V0 is equal to root of gm by small r. Escape velocity of a body, Ve is equal to root of 2gm by r. Time period of revolution of a satellite, T is equal to 2 pi root of r cube by gm. Potential energy minus g mm by r. Kinetic energy, g mm by 2r. The total energy E is equal to minus g mm by 2r. And then for all the planets, we can use T square is equal to r cube. That is from the Kepler's laws of motion. So these are the important equations in chapter gravitation. In mechanical properties of the solids, the basic equation which you have to remember is stress, which is equal to force by area. And then the two important modulus, one is Young's modulus, force by area, F by A, which is the stress, and the strain is delta L by L. So it is FL by A into delta L. And then the bulk modulus, which is the B, is equal to FL by A into delta L. That is mechanical properties of the solids. And mechanical properties of the fluids, we have the formula for the pressure, which is P is equal to rho G and H. Velocity of a flux, V is equal to root of 2gh, that is velocity of a liquid emerging out of a tank or a container, where H is the depth of the orifice through which the liquid emerges. V is equal to root of 2gh. Then we have the formula for the terminal velocity, which is Vt is equal to 2 by 9 rho solid minus the rho liquid into r square, that is the square of the radius of the spherical object, into g by eta, where eta is the coefficient of viscosity. And then formula for surface tension of a liquid, which is half rho GHR by cos theta. H is the capillary rise, radius of the capillarity, density of the liquid, and theta is the angle of contact. So these are the important equation. And then the Archimedes principle, whenever a body floats in a liquid, the weight of the body is always equal to the weight of the liquid displaced. Weight of the liquid displaced. Next, in thermal properties of matter, the first equations are related to expansion of the solid, that is alpha, beta, and gamma. And alpha is the coefficient of linear expansion, superficial expansion, and cubical expansion. So that alpha is equal to beta by 2, gamma by 3. So what is alpha? Alpha is equal to the change in the length to the original length per degree centigrade rise in temperature. Change in area to the initial area per degree centigrade rise, and finally change in the volume to the initial volume, and then per degree centigrade rise in temperature. The amount of heat absorbed by a body is given by Q is equal to Cm delta theta. So this is applicable only when there is a change in the temperature. But during the change of state, there is no change in temperature, in which the amount of the heat is given by Q is equal to mL. L is the latent heat of the liquid or latent heat of the solid. Now, during the fusion, we use the latent heat of fusion of the solid, and during the vaporization, we use the L as a latent heat of vaporization. Then, most important is principle of calorimetry. Heat lost by the hot body is equal to the heat gained by the cold body. The amount of heat conducted through a solid in steady state is equal to Q is equal to KAT theta 1 minus theta 2 by D, where K is the coefficient of thermal conductivity. Amount of radiation emitted per second per unit area of a black body is given by Q is equal to, or we can even write E is equal to sigma into T to the power 4, where sigma is the constant, which is the Stephan's constant, and T is the absolute temperature. This Wien's displacement law, that is, wavelength corresponding to the maximum intensity is inversely proportional to the absolute temperature. So that's the set of equations in the chapter thermal properties of matter. Then in chapter thermodynamics, so we have the first law of thermodynamics, which is amount of heat supplied is equal to the sum of increase in the internal energy and then work done by the system. Then we use important the efficiency of the heat engine. Eta is equal to 1 minus T2 by T1. That is equal to 1 minus Q2 by Q1, where Q1 is the amount of heat absorbed and Q2 is the amount of heat rejected. T1 is the temperature of the source, T2 is the temperature of the sink. In the case of refrigerator, coefficient of performance is defined as the ratio of T2 by T1 minus T2, where the variables are the same. T1 is the temperature of the source and T2 is the temperature of the sink. So that's equation in thermodynamics. In chapter kinetic theory of gases, we mainly measure the value of Cv, which is specific heat at constant volume. We measure Cp, which is a specific heat at constant pressure, and then the ratio of the specific heat, which is gamma. Now Cp is equal to Rf by 2, where F is the degrees of freedom, and Cp is equal to R into F plus 2 by 2, and the value of gamma is equal to Cp by Cv, and we will get 1 plus 2 by F, where F is the degrees of freedom. Then amount of energy spent per degree of freedom is given by U is equal to half kT, where K is the Boltzmann's constant and T is the absolute temperature. The total energy of 1 mole of a gas is given by half RTF, where R is the ideal gas constant and F is the degrees of freedom and T is the absolute temperature. So this is for one molecule, amount of the energy utilized for one molecule, and this is for 1 mole of the gas. Right. So that's in chapter kinetic theory of gases. In chapter oscillation and the next chapter, which is waves, many questions they appear in various exams. So in chapter oscillation, the displacement of a simple harmonic motion is given by y is equal to a sine omega t, and we have two important formula. One is time period of oscillation of a simple pendulum, which is t is equal to 2 pi root of L by G, and then time period of oscillation of a spring, which is t is equal to 2 pi root of m by k. The angular frequency omega is given by root of k by m. When a spring is cut into n parts, the new spring constant k dash becomes nk. When springs are connected in series or in parallel, the effective spring constant in series is given by 1 by ks is equal to 1 by k1 plus 1 by k2 plus 1 by k3. This is similar to the combination of the capacitors, whereas in parallel combination, kp is equal to, it's a k1 plus k2 plus k3. For n identical springs, ks is equal to n into k, and it's a k by n, and then in parallel combination, kp is equal to n into k. So these are the equations which are important in chapter oscillations. In chapter waves, the basic formula for the properties of the wave, which is wave velocity, v is equal to f lambda, or that's equal to lambda by t. Equation for progressive wave, y is equal to a sine omega t minus k x-axis, positive x-axis. If it travels along the negative x-axis, then y is equal to a sine omega t plus kx. equation for wave velocity along the string, v is equal to root of T by m. And in case of gases, v is equal to root of gamma RT by m, or that's also equal to root of gamma P by rho. In concept Doppler effect, when a source moves towards an observer moving away, the apparent frequency f dash is equal to v minus vs, sorry, v minus v naught by v minus vs into f. And one more case where when the source moves towards a stationary wall, the apparent frequency of the reflected sound is given by v plus vs by v minus vs into f. Then we have formation of the stationary wave, in which equations pertaining to the resonance column are important. Fundamental frequency of the closed pipe, which is f c is equal to v by 4l, and that of the open pipe v by 2l. The ratio of the overtones f1, f2, f3 are 1:3:5 in the case of closed pipe, and the same ratio is 1:2:3 in the case of open pipe. Fundamental frequency of the string f is equal to 1 by 12 root of T by m. The same thing can be written as 1 by 12 root of T by A into rho, where A is the area of cross section, that can be written as pi r square. So these are the important equations of the first year syllabus, and in one more session I'm going to explain the important equation to be remembered in all the chapters of second year syllabus. Thank you.